Barangays are the most local form of government in the Philippines. It's like a village or small district. They come in different shapes and sizes, from big barangays to skinny ones, heavily populated or barely populated. Today, we're gonna look into the weirdest barangays in the Philippines. Starting with the most populated barangay, Barangay 176 in Caloocan City, which had over 260,000 residents before it was carved into 6 barangays. Today, the Barangay of Commonwealth in Quezon City is the most populated barangay with over 210,000 residents, with the rest of the top 10 most populated barangays in Metro Manila being dominated by Quezon City. However, when taking into account the entire country, Metro Manila cities still dominate the list, with only 3 barangays in the top 10 being outside Metro Manila. Well, near Metro Manila. For the least populated barangays in the country, there are actually 7 barangays that have 0 residents. One of them is the Barangay of Alas-As, one of the 3 barangays that have territory on Mount Taal that has volcanic activity since 2020, resulting in the evacuation of residents. However, would you believe me that there is a barangay in Metro Manila that has no residents? Even though being situated in a busy area, Barangay 76 in Caloocan City has no residents. The barangay's territory used to be agricultural land and an informal settlement before being developed into a commercial plaza. Despite nobody living there, the barangay has over 200 registered voters, mostly former residents of the barangay and the workers in the plaza. The barangay has its own form of government, but none of them live in the barangay. The barangay captain, who has held the position since the 1980s, doesn't even live in the same city. Ito po yung plaza ko, isang bagay ito. Itong plaza ko, buong airport plaza, isang bagay ito. Pero wala pong nakatira po dito. Sa plaza, wala pong nakatira.
Walang nakatira?
Dito po, plaza.
Wala pa nakatira dito kasi pwesto ito eh.
Kaya ito sabihin po, yung bagay ko ito, wala pong nakatira.
Wala pa nakatira?
Pero kayo po, pwede sa pulit pa dito. Kasi yung mga kabaw pa yun.
Oo, dito ka na daw. Dito na naman.
Pwede na tayo magbaba.
Pwede dito. Small.
Moving away from size, let's look at weird barangay names. I think we're pretty much all seeing these pictures of elementary schools having funny names like Hindi Elementary School and Walang Elementary School. However, these names originated from the barangays they are situated in. Other weird barangay names would be Barangay Gaya-Gaya, Mataas na Lupa, Malasin, Bayag Norte, Baliw, and so many others that this video will probably reach over an hour. My favorite one is Barangay Poo. Now, let's look at where all of the barangays are in the Philippines. Metro Manila, Leyte, and Iloilo are the regions with the most barangays, with 1,500 plus barangays. While Leyte and Iloilo have a population of 2 million, Metro Manila has over 10 million, with over 1,700 barangays, 897 from the city of Manila alone. All of the barangays are numbered, which makes it hard to navigate anywhere using the barangays. Some barangays are barely barangays, with Barangay 544 literally being a straight narrow line. Barangays 716 and 717 are so small but have a population density of the entire population of Tuguegarao in a square kilometer. On the basis of the Republic Act 7160, many of these barangays would be illegal. A barangay must be formed if it has at least 2,000 residents, 5,000 residents in highly urbanized areas, and the land area must meet adequate space for essential government services. Many of the barangays in Manila do not meet these requirements, but going to the reduction of unnecessary barangays means going to constitutional hell. Since barangays are local government units, the creation, division, merging, and abolishing or any alteration of boundaries of barangays and LGUs in general requires approval of the affected people through a plebiscite. And since these barangays are given funding for community development, why should the people in charge bother losing power and money? Many have argued that barangays are a breeding ground of corruption, and I can't help but agree with that sentiment. Rapid urbanized areas such as Manila, Pasay, and Caloocan suffered from poor urban planning, which was taken advantage of and ended up having a system of government that is highly ineffective and corrupt. In contrast, having a barangay too big and populated leaves community development stretched out. Because of this, many have discussed the abolishment of barangays in the SK program, stating that the system normalizes and grooms corruption in government officials. However, this will be a topic for another video. For now, let's continue talking about weird barangays. The mall, Robinson's Galleria, Ortigas is in Quezon City. Well, most of it. A small section of the mall is under the barangay of San Antonio, Pasig City, while the other side is another barangay, creating a 3-barangay point. Las Piñas City has some interesting barangay borders. Barangay Almanza Uno and Talon Uno have 2 enclaves. Okay, we're going back to Manila. There are too many weird barangay borders there. Barangay 614 is cut in half, the Tutupan Center, the Chinese Cemetery, and the Dolomite Beach are not any under barangay.
This area also does have no barangays at all. I don't know. I mean, I guess because it's like a lot of these areas like have residential zoning, so I guess that's the reason. But like, you know, it kind of looks weird. Like, bro, what the fuck is this zoning, bro? Why do people live here? 300 people live here in this tiny area. How many people live here? 1,000 for this small area. It's like the area with the most dense here in Tondo. 100 people per square kilometer. 200 people per square kilometer. What? I guess just the like the less dense populated. There's 86 people living here. Yeah, we can actually look at the previous times. So you can see here, yep, the Tondo was still very much heavily populated, but Pandacan here had over 18,000 people per square kilometer. So I guess it was really high. Yeah, it had around 3,000 population until it dipped down, had a spike at 2015, and then just plummeted during the Skyway construction. You're telling me 1,000 people live here? And it's all here? Okay, bro, what the fuck is this? What reasoning does this have to be like that?